As the sun rises over India, a forest awakens with an appetite. Of all the world's cats, tigers are the biggest, and Bengal tigers are among the largest in the world. But they don't start out that way. Born blind and helpless at 1 kilogram, they need care and training. And lots of attention from mum if they're to grow tiger strong. She'll teach them what to eat and how to catch it. At 2 months old, they follow their mother as she hunts, shadowing her moves, which they'll practice on each other later. She bags her prey by knocking it to the ground, biting its spine, or suffocating it with a bite to the throat. The cubs watch and learn as mother drags the carcass into cover, but they're still too young to devour it. Over the next months, the cubs will grow strong and fierce, 200-kilogram killers with the largest canine teeth of any living cats, more than 7 centimeters long. Their retractable, curved claws will grow up to 10 centimeters. But that's only the cubs that live that long. Half will never see their second birthday. So the cubs stick close to their mother for the first 2 years, learning her technique. They'll practice stalking and sneaking, and soon mother will take down prey, but make her cubs kill it. Skills that they'll need to help them grow strong. Their bond with their mother is tight. She'll even fight an invading male tiger to the death in order to protect them. Until they're strong enough to be on their own, she'll provide them with everything they need, including meals. With only 500 taste buds, compared to 9,000 on our own tongues, tigers aren't fussy eaters. If it's flesh, it's dinner. And that also includes fish. Unlike most cats, tigers don't mind water. They're strong swimmers that have no problem crossing rivers. Going on 2 years old now, these tigers in training are growing almost as strong as their mother. Their education is almost finished. Soon it'll be time to strike out on their own. The urge for independence has already begun. One of the male cubs asserts his dominance over his weaker siblings. Tigers are solitary beasts. Old enough to hunt on their own, they'll soon be competitors. For now, it's just fun and games. A few more weeks, and that's about to change. Besides growing physically strong, the tiger grows a powerful urge for independence, an urge he'll want to satisfy. At 2 years old, females find new territories close to their mother. Males wander further. Now grown, the dominant cub will leave his siblings. Playtime is over. They might never cross paths again. While looking to mark his territory, he encounters an unrelated young male with the same incompatible goal. A male tiger's territory might range 16 to 31 square kilometers, but the land isn't his for the taking. He has to earn it. This is his first test of strength. Tigers seldom fight each other, and when they do, injuries are rare. But these young tough guys have something to prove to each other. Each has to prove that he's the stronger one. The loser will rest up, pull himself together, and find some other territory to claim. He probably won't tangle with another male tiger again, because no matter how strong he's grown, his rival might be a little bit stronger. So for now, he'll keep to himself, staying out of trouble or prowling around until he finds a potential mate, secure in the strength that he's earned. Asian tiger cubs grow into strong, lanky killers. But strength doesn't have to be deadly. In Africa, a baby giant grows just strong enough to challenge his rival for the top job. Hippos hang out together mainly because it's convenient. The planet's third largest living land mammal spends most of its time in the water to escape the heat of the sub-Saharan sun. In the wet season, when the rivers are wide, they might break into groups of 10 to 15. But in the dry season, when rivers shrink, the hippo crowd grows. And tempers grow hot. Only the dominant bull hippos, just 10% of the male population, get to mate, and dominance is earned by aggression. The winner, the strongest hippo in the herd, gets his choice of cows. He'll mate with several in his harem and pass those strong genes to his young. A cow gives birth to a single 50-kilogram calf every 2 years and cares for it for several years. So new calves are often raised with older siblings. They can help their little brother or sister grow strong by showing how to steer clear of danger. But it's this crocodile who's feeling threatened today. Mothers keep babies away from the herd until they become stronger and more sure of themselves. They are born underwater. When they grow larger, they get around by pushing off the bottom of the river rather than swimming. Usually they're tall enough to touch the bottom. If necessary, they can hold their breath up to 5 minutes. The cow's job is to raise each of her calves for up to 7 years until they grow strong and independent. The The bull's job is to dominate all the other bulls so he can father more. And that's fine, until another bull challenges him. Bigger and stronger bulls have the advantage. The alpha bull shows his strength with a colossal, tooth-bearing yawn. Over the course of 7 years, a male hippo will grow from 50 kilograms to about 3,000 kilograms. He'll eat almost 40 kilograms of grass each night, and his canine teeth will grow up to 40 centimeters long. They're mostly a way for him to show his strength. Mostly. The true test of strength for the young bull hippo comes when he dares to challenge the school's alpha bull. The contest starts off as posturing, but if no one backs down, the fight becomes real. At stake is access to all the fertile females, a hippo harem. If the challenger isn't strong enough to unseat his rival, he'd better be strong enough to survive the consequences. Banished from the water, he must try to recover from his wounds. Oxpeckers help by cleaning them. The alpha bull may one day let him return, as long as he never again challenges the alpha bull's strength. Much of hippo's strength, health, and comfort comes from birds and even fish that pluck parasites from their hides. Sometimes hippos actually seek out spots where the fish and birds collect so they can get a good cleaning. In return, the hippo excrement in the water makes it a nutritious environment for fish and fish-eating birds. Where hippos gather, give birth, and grow strong, they also make a strong contribution to their ecosystem. Hippopotami find strength in their size and lumbering lifestyle as they chase waterholes in the sunny African savanna. While elsewhere, hidden in the deep green rainforests, reside great groups of intelligent primates. Chimps form a strong, dynamic, and interactive community. Growing strong in a chimp society means learning to live by the rules and knowing one's place. Up to 100 chimps live in a troop, controlled by one alpha male, the chief chimp in charge. Males patrol the home range, while females raise the babies. The youngsters stay close to mother for about 7 years. Playing teaches them to get along with each other. The baby, born helpless, learns by observing his older siblings and mother. He depends on mother's milk for the first 3 years and learns to walk at 4. Chimp DNA is more than 98% identical to human DNA. And, like humans, young chimps get socialized through playing and fighting. No wonder their behavior is so recognizable. But here, aggression gets rewarded. An aggressive chimp might grow up to rule the troop. Growing strong means learning to lead. The strongest bond in a chimp troop is between mother and child, and it can last a lifetime. A male chimp might kill a rival's infant to get the mother to mate again. To keep that from happening, a female will mate with several males, so that no one in the troop is ever quite sure who the father is. A female chimp will have only 2 surviving babies in her lifetime, which is about 40 years. If a male chimp were human size, he'd be twice as strong as us. Males practice and learn to become an alpha, the leader of the troop. Other males answer to him, along with females and infants who have an even lower status. Chimps spend up to 8 hours a day looking for food or eating. They can cover 16 kilometers per day. They don't have strict territories, but they do have a home range that they protect, which is why they must keep strong. And today, they hear strangers coming. This male sounds the alert. Aside from humans, chimps are the only other species known to gang up and attack rivals. The intruders scurry away. As the chimps resume their foraging, the juveniles stay close to the adults, learning to stay clear of strangers. As long as the little ones have some adult supervision, they're free to explore the trees. These outings teach the juveniles how the troop members interact. Chimps eat fruit, but they can also hunt bird chicks, monkeys, and even wild pigs. That's the benefit of hunting in groups. They try to move quietly through the forest. Not only to sneak up on prey, but also to avoid confrontations with other chimps. But what's that in the tree? It's a free-ranging male, and he's not happy to be discovered. His threat against the other male works. Males sometimes leave their troops temporarily to forage on their own, or to look for better mating opportunities outside the group. Being a lone chimp can be risky, not just out of fear of invading another chimp's area, also from the chance of running into predators. But sometimes a chimp just feels strong and confident enough to take a chance and leave the safety of his group. In that respect, chimpanzees couldn't be any more different from elephants, who also form strong societies but stick together for life. African elephants, the largest living land animals, are a thirsty group. During the wet season, that's not a problem. Except for the little ones, not strong enough to care for themselves yet. There's a lot to learn. But Mum's got his back. A baby elephant can weigh 90 kilograms at birth and gain a kilo every day in its first year. The herd is mostly cows and their young. Adult bull elephants wander on their own. Elephants have to cover a lot of ground to find enough to eat. An adult can consume 160 kilograms of leaves, bark, fruit and grasses a day. They sleep less than any other mammal, only about 2 hours a night. The baby elephant needs his mother's protection. Play fighting teaches the bull calves the skills they'll need to win the right to mate someday. Their supple trunk contains about 100,000 muscles. It'll take plenty of practice to use them and grow strong. The calves stay with the herd for 2 to 3 years until they're weaned, getting stronger, learning where the watering holes are. And for the males, honing their fighting techniques. Soon the boys will leave the herd, and their days of friendly fighting will be done. Elephants are the only mammals that never stop growing, stronger and stronger. That includes their tusks. The biggest, oldest cows usually lead the herd, while the biggest bulls usually win the mating rights. Elephant herds are run by the matriarch, who might live 70 years. During that time, she's become an expert on finding the best grazing areas and resources to support her family. The matriarch teaches the herd about the finer things, like the joys of a nice, cooling dust bath. Most of the female members of the herd pitch in to help raise the calves. The matriarch will pass her knowledge to the next in line, who will take over when she dies. The bulls leave the herd at puberty and battle for mating rights. Adults can grow to 6,000 kilograms, and 25% of that weight is in their skulls. That's a colossal amount of power unleashed when rivals clash. Add 2 pairs of sharp tusks and the potential for damage is enormous, but generally no one gets hurt. The winner gets to mate with the herd's females, while the loser goes off to pick another fight and try again. Through living together and teaching each other, every African elephant has a chance to grow strong and contribute to the enduring traditions of the herd. At the watering hole, the source of all the savannah's strength, the cycle continues. Bulls bond with, and eventually clash with, other bulls. Until one relents. The whole cycle of life, mothers and sisters and aunts and calves settle in for the night, finding quiet power in the strength of their family. Meanwhile, in another part of the world, family life is anything but quiet. And growing strong is a life or death mission right from the start. Off Australia's southern coast, on the island of Tasmania, lives a species that has to prove its strength practically from the moment it's born. The Tasmanian devil, the largest living carnivorous marsupial, begins its life with the ultimate contest of sibling rivalry. Which might be why it always seems to be in a bad mood. The female Tasmanian devil, about the size of a big house cat, gives birth to as many as 20 babies, each the size of a grain of rice. The newborns, or imps, must climb up and into her pouch, where they'll find only 4 nipples. 4 lucky imps get to suckle, the rest die. The survivors leave the pouch after 4 months and are weaned at 10 months. Females survive males 2 to 1. Tasmanian devils eventually grow up to live on their own, getting together only to mate or feed. They communicate through a cacophony of screeches and screams, and when they're stressed, they give off a foul odor. The imps scavenge at dusk to get a jump on the nocturnal adults they'd otherwise compete with. When it comes to eating, it's first come, first serve. After the first feeder has gorged herself, the others can compete for what's left. The stronger imps have the advantage, but at least everyone gets a chance to dine. Feeding is the means to grow strong, and even though the devil's dining habits look chaotic, there's etiquette involved. Each feeder defends only the amount of food she wants, and her posture advertises how full she's become. That's the signal for a newcomer to come to the table. But that doesn't mean they don't clash. Tasmanian devils bite each other more than any other species. When eating, their powerful jaws let them devour bones and all, from carrion or food they hunt and kill. They can eat almost half their body weight per meal. Though it prefers an easy meal of carrion, a Tasmanian devil will also hunt small mammals, birds, or insects. Anything to stay strong. This hungry imp is not having any luck. Eventually, she'll expand her range. An adult can cover up to 16 kilometers in her search for food. This young one, at this cautious stage of her life cycle, stays close to the burrow and waits for another opportunity. Nighttime provides another chance for hunting or scavenging, another chance to grow strong. Guided by a keen sense of smell, this imp scored a real prize in finding a dead wallaby. She won't be able to keep it to herself for long. In the process of growing strong, the Tasmanian devil's life cycle looks like one conflict after another, usually focused on food. As these three imps tussle over the carcass, it seems like nobody's getting a chance to actually eat it. Meanwhile, the outsider patiently waits her turn to join in. But she needs an invitation. She'll eventually get to eat, and by following the rules, in 2 years, she and the other imps will grow into strong adult devils. They'll do their job, scavenging the carrion from the forest floor. Tasmanian devils grow strong by competing with their siblings. Other babies have more parental support, including one of the world's biggest babies. Rhinos, the gigantic African herbivores that look like a throwback to dinosaur days, are surprisingly light on their feet. Newborns, which weigh more than 50 kilograms, will grow to about 2 tons in 7 years. In some ways, the young ones are more safe than the adults, which are poached for their horns, which take years to grow. A more immediate nuisance are ticks and biting flies on their thick but sensitive hide. A good coating of cooling mud helps keep the bugs at bay. Rhinos, the second heaviest land animals, are happy to share the waterhole with the first, most of the time. Rhinos have poor vision, and some have hair-trigger tempers. It can easily mistake an elephant, or even a stump, for a threat and charge it. That's when the horn comes in handy. The horn is not just a symbol of strength that grows with the rhino. It's a real weapon that can impale the rhino's challengers. The two kinds of African rhinos grow strong on different diets. Black rhinos have pointed lips for browsing bushes and leaves. White rhinos have squared lips for grazing grasses. They wean their calves after 12 months. Black rhinos wean their young at 2 years. Black or white, baby rhinos have to rush to keep up with their mothers, who can bolt at up to 50 kilometers per hour. Black calves run behind their mums, while white rhino calves run in front. Male rhinos show their strength by declaring their territories. They mark their domain with urine and dung. If the strong smells don't work and an intruder trespasses, the conflict can get physical. Females aren't territorial and move freely across the boundaries, eating the vegetation. A white rhino can eat 60 kilograms per day, but females don't always get along either. Fights among rhinos can be lethal. Almost half the rhinos that battle each other die of their injuries, more than any other mammal. That's a good reason for rhino cows to keep their calves away from other rhinos. An adult white rhino's head can weigh more than 400 kilograms. Rhino horns aren't bone. They're made of keratin, the same substance as our hair and fingernails. If the horns get damaged, they will slowly grow back. It takes a rhino calf 7 years to grow them from scratch. For a young calf, less than a year old, big cats and hyenas can pose a serious threat. If a calf makes it to his first birthday, he's usually grown too strong for predators to mess with. Rhinos get a measure of protection from oxpecker birds. They pick parasites off their backs, but also sound the alarm if they see danger, acting as the rhino's eyes on the world. To make up for their poor vision, rhinos rely on their hearing and sense of smell. For up to 4 years, rhino calves stick tight to their mother's side, learning the benefits of mud wallowing, growing bigger and stronger under her protection. While black rhinos raise their young alone, white rhinos are more social, and groups of up to 10 adults and subadults might roam the savanna together. Every 2.5 to 5 years, they'll be ready to mate again. And by that time, the older calf will have grown strong and independent, with the skills to finally live on its own. Rhinos grow up by mastering a few simple skills. In Ethiopia, one of the most social mammals of all becomes strong by following the rules, and sometimes breaking them. Being born a baboon is like growing up in the family business. Everyone has a job to do. Each morning it's time to go to work, heading into the savanna to forage for seeds, roots, leaves or grasses. Babies are born with a strong grip, so they can tag along with their mother as she forages. To grow strong, they need to have ready access to mother's milk, even when she's busy. Being a baboon means you always know your place among all the other baboons. And if you're a baby, you've got plenty of company among your many half-siblings. Among the Hamadryas baboons, females care for their infants, sired by the same male leader. When day is done, the small groups converge on the rocky cliffs, where they spend the night together. Mostly the infants learn by playing. By watching the adults, they learn grooming and how to behave. Then, with practice, they teach themselves to climb. At about 3 years, the adolescent boys' games get a little more rough. Older, larger Hamadryas males have the highest rank and dominate anyone smaller. Though this protective mother draws the line at handing over her baby, males like to play with babies too. Females gain rank by cozying up to the troop leader, usually by grooming him. That benefits her female babies, who share her high rank when they reach adolescence. A male leader needs to be ready to fight off challenges. Sometimes lower-ranking males form coalitions to unseat the leader. Hamadryas baboons are born lanky and strong, clinging to their mother for the first year and growing half a kilogram every 3 months. By 1 year, they're gathering their own food. After the 4th year, males begin growing to twice the size of females. Males learn to be aggressive and strong. Each selects a small harem of females to mate with, herding them to make sure none of them wander off to another male. Several of these leader and harem groups live together. Young males might befriend a juvenile female, protecting her until she's old enough to mate. Mostly males coerce females to join their group by chasing and biting. Even so, females switch their mating groups every few years, and a male will sometimes aggressively pursue a female outside of his group, killing her infant so she'll be ready to mate with him. When tensions build, anyone can pick a fight, even young males and females. Fights between leader males are real, and so are the injuries. But the rewards are great. Not all males are born to be leaders. A follower male is content to be a non-mating member of the troop, spending the days foraging and enjoying socializing with his extended family. But if the leader male dies or is deposed, a follower male might seize the opportunity to take his place. Among the Hamadryas baboons, growing big and strong certainly has powerful advantages, especially in terms of mating. A successful baboon has lots of offspring. It's also his responsibility to ward off predators, to keep the group safe. But in this very complex, very social community of monkeys, where infants get plenty of attention and care, everyone finds his or her place. And the whole troop grows stronger for it. With the sun going down, all tempers grow cooler again. After a good night's rest, the baboons will have plenty of opportunities to show how strong they have grown and earn a better place in their society. Throughout the animal kingdom, strength is cultivated every day. What starts as playtime might grow into a high-stakes battle. Or sometimes, strength is built by the gentle guidance of a protective parent. Or not-so-gentle pressure of sibling rivalry. However it happens, growing strong means winning one's place in the world, and that's a crucial phase of every life cycle.